Hey everybody, welcome to the Bandai Hangout. It's Thursday, it's Thursday. We are hanging out. We're going to be talking about Spider-Verse. But first, we introduce you Justin and AJ. How you guys doing today?
Fabulous.
I didn't get the memo.
The memo was the last 4 live streams I said, today's Thursday, it's Thursday. And Justin finally gave up on ignoring me. He was like, it's not a thing, David. But now it is a thing because you did it.
I know. Well, I take credit for making Jersey Friday, but now we do it on Thursdays, so it threw off my whole wardrobe.
Yeah. Why did we change from Fridays to Thursdays?
Because no one wanted to drive to Irvine on a Friday.
That's true.
It's very true.
Not that anyone wants to come on a Thursday either, it seems like. But thanks, Juan. Yeah, we were just a tiny bit late. Not that bad.
And hello to
And
everyone
there's a
else.
reason why we were late. But that's okay. We won't get into that right now.
Easily could have.
Yeah.
We could if we wanted to. We hope that everyone has seen Across the Spider-Verse. There may be spoilers, there may not be spoilers, but this is your official spoiler warning, just in case we get into it, which we probably will. I'm sure some spoilers will slip out. So if you want to stay completely spoiler-free, just like the video or something like that, and come back to it later. But if you've seen it in the Spider-Verse, we'd love to hear who your favorite spider person is, what your favorite scene is, things like that. And AJ, do we got something to give away today?
Actually, yeah, we do. We've got the Penny Parker. Oh, that's right. We got the Penny Parker Sentinel Into the Spider-Verse figure. And we are going to give it away to one winner today. What did we say? We were going to, if they can guess at least 3/4 of each of our favorite new Spider-Man in this movie.
And by new Spider-Man, you're just excluding the 5 from the original.
Yes.
Correct.
3 of which barely are in it.
Right.
Or 2 of which, I guess, are barely.
A character that is new to the Spider-Verse.
The Into the Spider-Verse universe.
First time being seen in this motion picture show.
And I believe we have 3 different ones. I'm pretty sure no one is going to pick mine, but of course you have to figure out what mine, Justin, AJ, and
So
Mike's
you should
favorites.
put our names beside your guesses. That way we know that you're just not guessing random characters and be like, for who though?
Mm-hmm.
So
I know so we don't know each other's either.
yeah,
FYI, so we'll make
you
that.
just landed this on me today.
But yeah, I knew when I watched the movie, I was like, that's AJ's favorite Spider-Man right there. And then I knew right away with Mike's, and but David still not sure.
I'm a wild card.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when we see if you guess our names right, we'll let you know that you got that one right, and we'll lock it in. Is that how we want to play it?
Yeah.
All right. This will be a fun little
I
game.
feel like some of us said we kind of have 2, maybe. So
I don't. You're only allowed to have 1. This is the social.
All right, hold on. Let me lock in my 1.
I have
had
locked
at least
my
2 to
1
3.
down. I had 3 potential ones. So after they pick my favorite, I'd love to talk about my 2 honorable mentions. One of which I'm almost positive is one of your favorites. So we'll get that out of the way.
Okay.
Juan says, good not to see AJ put in a corner. Nobody puts AJ in a corner, and I've had the time of my life.
Right, yeah.
I was gonna say you almost have the corner desk, but you don't. You're one
It's like
away.
No, I'm 1 away. I have and it's not even a corner. It's just a window desk.
Right.
Yeah, I like the one gave us a thinker. He gave us 2 Dirty Dancing references in the same comments. So
I love Dirty Dancing. There's
Some
dancing
guesses already.
and
Let me
it's
take you to
dirty.
yeah, you guys really like what's not to get?
Yeah, that's a great movie though.
Yeah, Justin
Awesome
Sanity
soundtrack,
from he runs a great figure arts group on Facebook. Spider-Punk, that's a good one. Where's Mitchell? Mitchell's not here today. T-Rex Spider. My favorites are Spider-Cat and the Mom. You like?
Oh, Spider Mom, or was she Spider Woman?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
On the motorcycle, she was Spider Woman.
I
But
think
she was
Jess or something.
yeah, but she has a baby, so people call her Spider Mom.
Oh.
Does she still have the baby?
Throughout the movie?
Throughout
Yes.
the entire movie, yes, she is pregnant.
She's pregnant for the whole movie.
Yes.
Not to be mistaken with Peter Parker, who has a actual baby, not
Right,
like a bun in the oven type thing, which was the most adorable thing.
They should have did like the sitcom thing where they hide that she's pregnant. She's just behind a pillow or behind something all the time.
I had no idea that was a thing until recently. And I'm a photographer, videographer, and I didn't realize. And I was watching Breaking Bad, and I was like, "Why are they hiding Marie's stomach the entire season?"
Yeah.
And I look it up, and she's pregnant the entire time.
We have an official guess from Justin that Justin's favorite is Spider-Punk. Is Hobie your favorite new Spider?
Well, that was easy.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
All right, so we can lock in Justin
Yep. I love the
at
punk.
Spider-Punk.
I
Tell
love
us
the-
about what you love about it.
Oh man, I just love the whole like F the man, F the institution, don't like AM, don't like PM kind of vibe.
Dude, if it's not AM or PM, what do you got?
I love how he was just so just anti the establishment, and he's part of an establishment. He hates the gig already. He was already kind of hinting at that, like I wish I could tell you everything you need to know before you sign up for this gig, kind of thing. And I love the vibe, and like I'm a sucker for like British punk,
Mhm.
Yeah.
just strikes a chord with me, and fell in love 2 seconds.
I think my favorite line's like, "Why are you so much cooler even under the
Yeah,
mask?"
we
Right.
take the mask.
Yeah,
How are
I've
you even
always
cooler
been-
under the mask?
Yeah, 100%. That's like my favorite line in the whole movie. And then he's like, I was always this cool. I was like, oh my God, you're so cool. That's awesome. So yeah,
You're
100%.
like the fangirl, like, "Oh my god, he's
Yeah.
so cool."
Especially when like the whole build-up, it actually reminded me a lot of how when David and I actually met. They're like they kept bringing up like Hobie, like, oh yeah, you'll like Hobie, or you talk to Hobie, whatever, blah blah. And it's like, who's this guy? And that's the way it was with David. The world knew that we were supposed to be like kindred spirits and in love with each other. It was amazing. They're like, oh, you gotta wait till you meet David. Wait till you meet David. So there was just this little momentarily build-up of, well, what's
Who's-
Hobie all?
Is it gonna be worth the hype? Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like, Justin's gonna be your best friend, and I'm like, I have a best friend, and then like, all right, you guys are right.
Right. Yeah, totally. That
They're his
vibe.
homie.
Yeah, we're into the
Exactly.
Hobie. What's funny this morning when you said, "Hey, we'll make a game out of they have to pick our favorite Spider," I'm like, is there more than one answer? Because at first I was like, it's got to be Hobie, right?
Right. Yeah. So who guessed that right? Was it another Justin?
Justin, yeah, Justin Sanity. He guessed right, so he gave you the freebie. So now everyone's got that free space on their bingo cards. Now you got to figure out what AJ, myself, and Mike. And then it'll be the first person to put all four with our names next to it into the comments section. So
Oh man,
we're not doing it piecemeal.
There's homework in this.
There is.
Well, congratulations. That's awesome. Yeah, 100% favorite.
Oh, nice. Hey, what's up, Bandai fam? I got my prize from you guys Monday. Thanks again. Thanks for playing.
Cool. I'm glad it got over. Like,
I can't remember what was it, Nano Block you won? Or the Tamagotchi?
no, Xeonic Shadows was.
Or did he win Brian's?
No,
No. I
I'm
think it
so
was,
weird.
wasn't it like a Goku?
Yeah,
Nano Block?
the Goku Nano.
Oh,
Block.
okay.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
we've sent a couple throughout the whole time. I
Yeah.
sent recently. Oh, I like was Aggro Craig just recently reached out. He had DM'd the wrong one, so I'm like, I'll get it out to you. So today it'll be out.
Thumbs up.
All right,
Yeah.
we got an AJ guess. AJ, Scarlet Spider?
No,
That is
I've been
not
seeing
right.
it. I've been seeing it going. I'm like, oh, it's cool, but not my favorite.
All right.
It's pretty silly when it's like, oh, I guess so.
Oh, here's a full guess here. David is web slinger. He was pretty cool, and
like
I like he had a
Why
horse.
is the horse wearing the mask?
Yeah, so why is
That's
the
a
horse
good line.
wearing
That's a great line.
AJ is Spider Punk. Nope. That was
I
Justin.
just want to know what Justin thinks because he's like, I know who your favorite is. I'm like, well, who's my favorite?
Yeah,
So I have to hear from him.
I think I got your favorite down.
Okay.
And then Mike is the Avatar. Nope.
No.
And
Mike?
Justin is Baby May. Baby May is adorable.
Baby May is adorable.
And I know nothing about any future Peter Parker figures, but if it doesn't come with Baby Bjorn and like a detachable Baby May, I don't want it.
Sure.
You gotta get it with that one.
When am I able to guess what AJ's is? Later or do I can't?
Well, it depends. We don't want AJ to say you're right. So you can throw out your guess, and then
Mhm.
maybe you can see if you're right later. Or we can wait until someone guesses it.
Okay. Well, I just want to say, so the whole inception of this game was when as soon as I saw this Spider-Man come across the screen, I'm sitting there, I look like a hamster. I got popcorn in both cheeks. I'm holding on to my cup. I'm like, look, AJ's favorite Spider-Man. Flying out of my mouth. And my guess was the T-Rex Spider-Man. What's your favorite? Is that not right?
That's right.
So it's all running down the building, and I'm like,
Love it.
love it. That's AJ's. The T-Rex.
what got me is that it said T-Whip. Yeah. And I was like, oh, it's like when I say, it's like, so I used to have this thing where I'm like, oh yeah, Tom Hanks. And they're like, why Tom Hanks? I'm like, it's thanks. Because it's T Hanks. And I'm like, it's thanks.
Right.
So when I saw T-Whip, I'm like, oh, Whip looks so much cooler that way.
Was
And
it? Yeah, our buddy Jazzwares, they made
I
an
was just going to
inflatable-
mention
Oh,
that.
sorry, I'll let you mention
Yeah,
it. It's your
okay.
favorite.
No, well, so Comic-Con last year, I saw like all like the Venom ones. I'm like, would everyone get one of these? I gotta want one.
Yeah, so they made a Spider-X one too.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. All right, so we got Justin and
You
AJ down.
immediately mine. Oh, that's so. Why that
Yeah.
easy of a book?
There's a lot of people who guess a lot of things for you, AJ. AJ's favorite
Lego
is the
Spider-Man
spider
was
car.
really
That
close
was
too,
good.
and the horse Spider-Man was really good. I'm like, dude, he shoots webs out with a shotgun.
You see that there was a kid who, for Into the Spider-Verse, redid either the trailer or a scene from Into the
Yeah,
Spider-Verse
yeah.
as Lego, and he's the one who got to do it in this movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool.
I was very low key on Across the Spider-Verse. I literally just watched the first trailer and then nothing else. I have always been like, oh, spoilers don't bother me, whatever. But this movie, I couldn't go that route. I had to be like, I wanted the awe and wonder to exist through its entirety.
I'm curious. I've seen a lot of the Ben Reilly as my guest. I am curious why they chose a lot as guest that.
Right.
But I'm cool.
They got Mike as a T-Rex Spidey too. No,
It's because he likes
No, he likes
Godzilla.
monsters.
It's too
His
easy, but it's
Yeah.
not. It's
has
not.
got
Mike's
some
was-
rhyme and reason. That was kind of
Mike's was
interesting.
super easy
Yeah.
too. I got his in like a second.
all right.
there is no refuting that one.
All right. Granite says AJ T-Rex, which you know is right. Justin Punk, we know is right. Dave Lego, I'm sorry, is not right. Mike Spider-Cat.
That is
Oh,
right.
they nailed the Mike
Wow.
Spider-Cat.
Yeah, if you know me, I'm a big cat person. I'm a big fan of my own cat. So
He brings their hairballs into the office, and they're like posed with his figures. It's gross.
no.
Nice.
We should now. So I realized they got like the 75%, right? I mean, obviously they figured out what R2 was, but they did guess Mike's. So I mean, to me they were like first to get
Yeah.
the 75% on that. I mean, if Granite can
That's-
get
that is
guess
true.
David's,
Well, but it's true. You said 70%. Granite's the first one to put 75%.
I'm curious if
accurate.
he can guess yours again. You've got one last guess. If you can get David's,
Didn't we say 3 out of 4 though?
that's what I'm saying. Like
Okay,
he got
yeah.
the 3 of the 4.
Right.
But just for
I mean,
funsies to get.
Yeah,
like, a
if he
perfect
can
score.
guess David's.
But we're officially saying Granite won, though, right? Because he got 3 out of 4, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
that's fine.
So Granite, you won. But for funsies, do you want to see if you can guess my favorite spider?
And I'm curious because
So I had a couple so I'll let you know my honorable mentions were the T-Rex. You know,
Okay.
I love me some dinosaurs.
Mhm.
And then the Indian Spider-Man,
Yeah.
whose name I don't want to like butcher by trying to pronounce.
Pavita or something like
Yeah,
that.
Pavita.
Yeah.
I loved everything about that set piece.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
my.
I
That
loved
was
it.
if it wasn't Spider Cat, that would have been mine too.
Yeah.
I
And
was
it-
the darn
fucking-
cat.
And he's like so beautiful, and his
Yeah.
muscles and his hair.
when he
it's all-
said
Mhm.
the chai tea line.
"Yeah,
that one.
TT,
TT. Oh,
I was that way
The
with
bread
with
got me so
TCBY yogurt. Remember when that was like a thing?
Yeah.
It's like, isn't it called yogurt in the title? That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
yogurt. It's like ATM machine,
Yeah.
pin number, and all that jazz.
Exactly.
He did put a guess in, and no, May, although it was adorable and I loved to death, I didn't think that May qualified as a spider because I don't think she did anything spider related.
She has
She
the
walks.
mask.
She can
She's
walk.
got the mask.
She's walking on
She
the
walks
walls.
along
Oh, that's
the
true.
walls.
So no, May was not my favorite, but she should have been. Yeah, David Akbar Spider-Man. Hey, there you go.
It should exist.
Nailed it. Okay, well, while the chat anxiously tries to find out what my favorite one is, Granite, make sure that you message us on Instagram at Bandai Collect, and we will send you this amazing figure post haste.
Yeah. Got a mailroom and everything.
Yeah. So overall impressions, AJ, what was your overall elevator pitch of how'd you enjoy the film?
So I watched it opening week, and honestly, I think I chose like one of those middle seats towards like the in between, so I can get the best sound off of it. I could have gone to the Dolby one, but I think honestly, that was a good movie. I think I still like the first one a lot more, but it's like I like this one at like 80, but it's like that one's like 90. You know, I'm like, I think part of it is just I like seeing Miles grow here, but I think like seeing some of the struggles, I'm on Miles' side for this
Right.
movie. I'm like, why wouldn't you want to save your dad? And I'm just like, everyone's like, no, it's a canon event. I'm like, F the canon events.
But so earlier today, AJ brought up an interesting point about canon events, and that was that his uncle Aaron passing away
Yeah,
should qualify as his canon event.
yeah, I thought that was. his
I
canon
mean, maybe you
event.
can have multiples, but when he brought that up, I was like, I think you're onto something there, AJ. So
Yeah.
maybe that alone will allow both of his parents to survive.
Maybe.
I just thought like
universe.
I see that playing really heavily into the next one. They're setting something up for a big something there with Aaron because I think like how they said that he's not a Parker, so he's got to have his canon event. That is like you just said, but there's going to be something that we're not used to there. I think they're going to give us a little twist, which I think could be really fun with that. Like we don't really exactly know how it's going to go.
I'll see.
Juan's got greasy Raising Cane's fingers right now. That's why his spelling your grammar is so bad. We forgive you.
Do I want Raising Cane's for lunch?
My canon event was forgetting to pre-order Meta Cooler. We gave you so many reminders.
With hourglass.
That's funny that that's your choice of as your canon event.
Every Jobin across the multiverse has to not order cooler from Premium Bandai.
That's brutal.
Honestly, I'm surprised no one had. I think maybe someone had guessed like a Tokusatsu Spider-Man because I know there is one, but I know he didn't appear in the film. But I was really hoping, like, throughout watching it, I'm like, I swear you show me the emissary from hell and I'll be cool with it.
Right. Well, this is a good time to garner like a bunch of fan service.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, oh, I wish there was this or I wish there was that. And now we have a whole other movie for them to put that stuff in.
Exactly.
What did you think of the mixing of live action animation? Like we got three cases of that.
Right. I thought it was cool. I thought it was done tastefully. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I think the moment I saw like Prowler with Don Glover, I'm like, whoa. I was like, he finally made it in the suit. Like it's been a long time coming. I've seen him in a suit, then I've seen him in a movie and a voice character, and now he's in the suit. And I'm like, all right, I'm cool with this.
You arrived finally.
Right.
It took long enough. What were your overall thoughts, Justin?
I really, really enjoyed it. I loved it from start to finish. I got a little emotional. Anytime it involves a conversation with him and his parents, I always get all choked up. I'm like, oh my God, this is so good.
I think the dad was like really, like he's amazing this time around too. Like him trying to like ground him and then just trying to like have conversations like, this is like literal parenting stuff, but at the same time, like I feel it.
And then he's like, you just gotta give him wings, man. She's like, man. Yeah, that was great. I love their back and forth, their dynamic. Maybe now because I'm a father, I just appreciate it a little bit more. But I get all sorts of choked up. But I was that way with the Flash too. Like anytime Barry was talking to Joe, I'd always be like, oh my God, I can't do this right now. It's like that sitcom moment where they're learning the lesson, and I'm like start crying. So I was getting a lot of vibes like that. But love the movie. Love the animation. Of course, was incredible. One thing that I thought was interesting was when the movie begins in Gwen's universe, it's a much like darker and somber and disconnected tone than what I was used to. And I couldn't quite figure it out, nor could I articulate it as I was watching it. I was like, I don't understand why I'm so uncomfortable right now. Like,
is it because the Vulture came out like paper out Renaissance?
But there was this weird like ambiance that didn't exist in this universe that I love so much that pops in Miles's universe. And as soon as the music started playing and it cut to like Brooklyn, I was like, oh, thank God. This is like much more comfortable. This is what I'm used to. And immediately it was like flipping a switch.
I think like when she had revealed that to her dad, I got a little emotional. I'm like, oh, you have to. Like you're literally in this position to like you have to take off the mask.
Yeah.
And so when that happened, I'm like, oh, okay.
And that's another point too, is that anytime it shows her reflection, she's always in a costume. Yeah. You know, it's never just Gwen. Anytime like she goes up to a building and there's a reflection of her, it's always her in her mask. And she's just so trapped in who she is, and that's sad. That's who she sees.
Yeah. I thought the Gwendy opening was a little long. I would have, It
was like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It is a little long.
As title credits.
Right. As a film that doesn't really have an ending, so it's almost not even a whole film. Knowing it's going to be a part 1 of 2, I think they probably could have made some cuts. But I did like how your Hobie called her Gwendy and he called Miles Peter. Yeah. Like Peter Pan.
Yeah. And to your point, I do wish that the next one wasn't called Beyond the Spider-Verse and it was just Across the Spider-Verse Part 2 because this is an incomplete movie. Like it's on a cliffhanger. It's not finished. So I don't see why it would be a whole separate movie.
Right. Yeah, it was originally 1 and 2 and then I guess they decided that didn't sound good.
Well, that bothers.
Too many part 1s and 2s. People are like,
but it's already the second movie. You can't have a second movie be called part 1. It's like Rambo logic.
Well, I think
First
it was-
Blood,
yeah.
Rambo 2, First Blood.
Yeah,
Rambo
Rambo
3.
First Blood Part 2,
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah.
and then
Tokyo
just
Drift.
John Rambo, and there's Rambo.
Yeah.
I think people may just be burned out from like Part 1s and Part 2s, like thinking like, I don't see Part 1. I'll wait for Part 2 and just binge
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did your guys' theater realize it was a part 1 before? Did they know? Because I had people in my theater being like, "What?"
Oh no,
When it ended.
I had this very boisterous lady behind me, with a say like that, who used some choice words and was very vocal. And once the to be continued popped up.
Mhm.
Mine was fairly well behaved. Like it happened, and like someone's like, "Oh yeah, another movie," and I'm like, I mean, that's a good reaction to it.
Yeah, I mean, 100%.
I'm sure probably in the far back, someone was like, "Oh man, it's not complete." Because I know in my Fast X experience, that was definitely the boisterous hearing that I heard. I'm like, so many people are complaining right now. I'm like, didn't they know?
Yeah,
Right.
once I saw like the splash page
Uh-huh.
with Gwen and Spider Noir and Penny and everyone, I'm like, oh, this is over. This movie's over.
Right. And I think when you know ahead of time, it makes a difference. Like we knew with Matrix that we were going to have, they were
Right.
shot back to back.
The
right?
summer of the Matrix.
Back to the Future Part 2 and 3, we knew it was a thing.
I think it would have helped if they did like a Back to the Future and a Matrix, because both of them, they showed a trailer for the other one.
Yeah, when it ended.
Yeah, because this one had no after credit scenes, which is a rarity.
Nah, they
for-
don't do that in my comic book. I'm okay.
Yeah.
So it would have been cool if at the end we got just, even if it was like a 30-second teaser of like something's
What
going
to
to happen,
expect.
what to expect. I think that would have lessened the blow.
Mhm.
With like Juan's experience, so I'm just curious now with chat. Like, do you guys like it when you hear like if everyone's like either complaining or cheering on for the next movie? Because I mean, it's kind of cool that everyone's experiencing it together. You're like everyone realizes they're at the end of the page, and you're like,
Right.
oh my gosh, I gotta wait for like the next issue. And it's cool that like to me at least everyone's together on it. And you're like, all right, we're all in this together.
Right.
I don't have to do that like High School Musical dance.
And it
that's
comes
true.
out next March.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
only like 8 months
Less than a year
out.
away,
So
yeah.
at least it's not something like coming in 2025.
Yeah, it's
It
not
would've-
like a Yamcha coming
Right.
in April 2024.
Right.
It would have been a cool bookend to the summer, though, like start of the summer and end of the summer instead of
that'd be
waiting.
cool.
But whatever. But I mean, I can't appreciate that because it's like a comic book, and when it ends, you're like, oh, or it's always on a cliffhanger, that sort of serial approach. I
Mhm.
get it, but I don't know. I like a little bit of closure. Just going back to like Lord of the Rings and Two Towers, the battle for Helm's Deep is over. The battle for Middle Earth is about to begin. That makes a lot more sense.
Maybe it's me watching a lot of anime because a lot of anime leaves on cliffhangers and like does not feel resolved. Like that is like I think that's the writing style from Japan. It's
Right.
like they want to leave it almost open ended to a point where you're like, what the heck is that? Like,
right.
Did they not end it? You're like,
Right.
no, it's for you to choose how it's ending. I'm like, no, close it.
Right.
And we might find that in 8 months, it actually has a story that we're like, you know what, it did end in the right spot, and it did set up for a big conflict, and we just don't see it right now because we're not at the full story yet.
Right. Right now, my train of thought is it's like a rescue mission at this point, right? Like she mounted up her troops. It's going to be Spider-Man versus Spider-Man, and it's going to be all sorts of crazy on a race against the clock. And then we can't forget about the Spot, right?
Mhm.
Oh,
There
yeah.
is a villain in this movie apart from time and Ken.
I actually
Evans.
love him as a villain for this movie.
Yeah.
Like I like his origin story. I was like, I can't believe that's his origin story. At least here. And I'm like,
Right? It's just such a joke, and
yeah.
you're not my nemesis.
Yeah.
Get away from me.
But
And then-
that's one of the coolest things, though, is whenever a hero creates the villain, right? Like it was just a Tuesday for
Yeah, and he got
for
thrown a
Miles.
bagel at him.
Yeah,
I'm
and
like,
it's-
what the heck?
this guy lost everything. He lost his life, and he's got nothing to show for it. And the guy that took it all from him doesn't even know that he exists. It's like Black Panther was really good
Uh-huh.
about that, right? Like this infallible king literally created, the villain,
Yeah, this
which I
little
thought was
kid.
pretty crazy. Yeah.
I think like funny is like with these multiverse movies, it's like a bagel is the representation. So there was like everything all at once, right? And it's
Oh,
like,
wow.
yeah, like
Yeah.
it's a bagel. In this one, a bagel was thrown,
Right.
and villains are made. I'm like bagels, number one enemy.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
all
watching
full
out for
circle.
yeah, I'm watching out for bagels now.
100%. What are the comments saying? I can't read that.
There's actually a lot of people that have had similar experiences to AJ, to where most people were pretty cool, but and there's plenty that are
I
like,
mean, I'll always take more Spider-Verse.
I wish I went to the class. I just use my A list. I'm like, this counts towards my 1 of 3 this week. We're going to this theater. I don't care.
sounds like a job for the Paw Patrol team to rescue Miles.
Yeah.
See, man, that'd be the crossover. Paw Patrol. Sorry.
Don't worry, I haven't seen the movie, but I know I have to.
Yeah, a lot of people saying where to end it, in a church like Lost.
I saw like what was it? Jobins was like he would like it would have been better if it ended when he realized he was in the wrong universe.
Yeah,
I'm like, all right, I see it, because I think that moment too, like when that happened, like oh, like I had a big like oh moment, and like people, the person I was watching it, they're like, shh. I'm like, I said it out loud. I'm thinking a little too loud.
So you didn't realize when he crossed over that he went to Universe 42?
I think in my head, like as I'm watching, I'm like, just get out of there. Like I think like the anxiety of just leave, get out now, and I'm like, it never clicked that like, oh, he went to 42 instead of his world.
I feel like he was like struggling getting home, like he was running into stuff that he wouldn't normally be running into. But then I was like, well, I don't know, maybe Spider-Man's just off his rocker, has been chased a lot. But playing the back of my head is like, if in my universe this doesn't exist, but then all of a sudden it is, I might bump into it accidentally, kind of thing.
Well, when he programs to go back, it says on the screen that he's going to
42.
Yeah, there's so much happening though that it's so easy to miss that. And it took me a minute to realize, and when I realized, I was like, oh my gosh! And my girlfriend's like, stop it!
Yeah,
exactly. And then she caught on, and I was like, oh yeah. That was like almost like my Darth Vader moment, like the father. That's where we're getting set up for a big whoa. There's a conflict here, and then it ended, and we're all like, "Oh my gosh, now I need more." So
I will say, I need a figure of Kilometers Morales for a Prowler. I know, like last time we were originally talking about Into the Spider-Verse. We're like, we want like a Prowler figure. But now I'm like, well, now I want this as a Prowler figure. So
and I want him to have a button that when you press it, it goes, wow.
Yeah. I now want 2 Prowler figures.
Yeah, time to watch Fringe again.
Right.
Oh no.
My favorite was when it would switch over and all of a sudden there'd be like a Zeppelin in the background.
Like, I know where we are now.
Yeah.
Woo. Is Fringe streaming anywhere?
It's on HBO now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, HBO Max has it. All right, it's just Max now, I guess.
Yeah. He needs to click his ruby heels. Boom. He's back home.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
Is his heels
Lemon
bottom?
squeezy.
Is the bottom of his red? Oh, they are. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. He can.
Well, let's talk about the other amazing Across the Spider-Verse figures that we have. And I can talk, I promise. I didn't just stroke out. So, we have the Tamashii Nations exclusive ones, but, the main difference is going to be the stand. So, BJ, why don't you walk us through who you got and who's coming?
Yeah, actually, both of them they're starting, to release for the U.S. versions. I know some people who had ordered, overseas. They got theirs a little early, but for the regular ones, they are coming in.
Scheduled for July.
Yeah. But no, these figures are amazing. I love posing them. I think it's a tough call, from just other figures. I love the articulation. I do like the little accessories that come with. And I think I didn't pick up these at New York because I'm like, as much as I like the bottom base ones, I'm like, for these, I felt like I couldn't open them. But with the regular release, I'm cracking those real fast.
Right.
So I have the regular ones on pre-order for myself. But I think with all the accessories with the head, right? You can each get their
unmasked.
The unmasked version. Those, that's a really cool addition. And I think also when we unveiled 2099 has his too. I'm like, oh, all right. I know a couple people were commenting oh, it's a little too bright or something. I think in person we got to see it before I make any comments.
It's always tricky with photos.
Joven wants to know how the ab crunch is on them. It's pretty good. They're pretty posable figures.
Best part about it is on the back is that there's a little hole, so you don't have to put the clamp. You just put it on there.
Yeah, it's more like he's flying through the air.
Yeah, so his back it's pretty good. This way, I wish it was a little bit more forward, but I think it's because he's got a taller
his torso.
Yeah, his torso is a little bit taller than usual, but honestly, it can still get all the poses right.
He's really
I think part of it is the feet really work itself onto it. So
yeah, the legs are hyper articulated.
You have to have him when he jumps off a building, he always looks back at the camera.
But I also like that this butterfly, for his arm, not a lot of figures can do this. You can reach all the way this way. It's always they're stuck
almost,
here.
Yeah.
And you're good luck getting into the other side. So for them to be able to do this on the figure, I think that's a win in my book.
Yeah, it shows the right character to go all out in the articulation. It's funny you say that, Lisa.
It helps that he's in a costume though too. Anytime it's fleshy looking parts, it never looks right.
Yeah, I have debates with our friends all the time where they're like, "Ugh, it's it's not in a suit." I'm
too much skin being shown. Yeah, 100%.
I do have a giant hat that has white stripes that go down, almost looks like a spider web. I almost wore it. So sorry, Letha.
Can it do splits? Oh boy,
Yes.
you betcha.
You can do more than splits.
That's like Van Damme and Bloodsport.
Yeah.
Splits.
Let's get two
Yeah.
chairs and let them go at it.
The standing test. Oh man, I got to know how your standing test is because for mine, like I shake the table, and if they fall, I'm like, okay, you're gonna need a base. So,
Yeah. Very much looking forward to those figures.
is there any character in the movie that you now wish had like a figure? Mine was Ray Prowler, and I guess T-Rex. I would love to see a T-Rex.
Monster Arts. Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
As long as there's a line somewhere in there that we can get it off of, I want it.
Well, my favorite character, I want his SH figure.
Oh wait, you're
Yeah, we
right.
still
I
haven't
don't
said
think
his-
no one's guessed
Nobody's
it.
guessed it.
Really?
It's funny. They guessed it that it was AJ's favorite.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's okay. All right.
Oh man.
I would have guessed you as Hobie as well, but
Hobie was definitely, I said Hobie, Spider-X, and then this third character. And I decided to go with the third character because he's like, because of the actor who voices him, and because he's like one of like the least popular Spider-Man characters.
Is it
ever.
really Ben Riley?
It is Ben
it
Riley.
Really?
It's
who voiced him again? Is
Andy Samberg.
Samberg? Okay.
I just love the internal monologues. It's a cold street. I'm watching out for blah blah blah.
yeah.
Yeah, he's really good at that because even in like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I'm like when they ever do the cold opens, I'm like, he's doing it. He's doing that monologue.
Yeah.
And I love the second chance because everyone seems to really liking him in this. And I like that he has a second chance because Ben Riley is a clone of Peter Parker,
Mhm.
and everybody universally hates Ben Riley, and so it's good to see. I'm always there for an underdog.
Mhm.
That part where he was like, perfect pose.
Yeah,
He got
perfect
it. It's so good.
Oh yeah, that's like a David thing. He goes like pre-perfect
That's
pose
right.
or something like
Yeah.
that.
And he's 1,000% going to turn on Spider-Man 2099. He's totally going to join the good guys.
Spoiler alert.
So that's what you'd want like a figure if we.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the vest and everything. Oh yeah.
Well, we're in the market, or we're making horses now, so we can easily have.
That's true. We could have the Cowboys.
Cowboys
I want that
Spider-Man.
cowboy.
What was that?
take the-
Peter parked car. That was a good one. The
Yeah.
car one.
Oh, yeah.
The naming on some of these were just too good. I
Yeah,
wish my
they're-
brain worked that way.
Some really good names out there. Though I did notice like there was a lot of like chunky Spider-Man, and I'm like, whoa, there's a lot of them.
Yeah,
I could be in a suit.
because they're all just hanging out at that campus now.
Yeah.
But talking about the art style, one of the cool things they did for Hobie is so when they do the animation, they animate everyone at like one frame, at one frame at a time for their movement. But Miles, since he's out of phase and not supposed to be there, they animate him every 2 frames. And then for Hobie, they animate every 3 frames.
Yeah, that's why
So-
you got that like weird look.
Yeah, so that's why he's
Yeah.
kind of got that like spastic
Yeah,
kind of look and
yeah.
stuff like that.
That goes
so-
back to the punk rock, though.
yeah, super
Doing
interesting.
things different.
Right. And I like how they were trying to trick us into there was going to be like a love triangle between like the 3
Yeah.
of them, and then he just came in just too cool for school.
It's funny because like I had gotten a chance to watch the second time, and like I didn't notice how much like how he was walking around. I'm like, is he like grabbing things?
Oh yeah, yeah, and it
And
makes
I'm-
sense what he was
Yeah,
doing.
and it makes
now.
sense. And like towards the end, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I had to watch it a
man.
second time because in the first view, I'm like, I think he's moving around so much.
Yeah.
Like he just quits.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah,
Yeah, I quit.
I quit.
Yeah.
Bones out.
You gotta give your 2 weeks if you're gonna be leaving. Gotta give notice.
We gotta find you.
Yeah. gotta train your backfill.
Everyone, every Spider-Man ever is in this little conglomerate
Mhm.
except for Miles.
Oh, and Mikey has a really good comment. I thought that was actually really cool that he did have his like sketches on him, like his rough draft. And I'm like, I don't know how they could be a figure, but I want to make sure that the slight faint of the blue lines are on every part. I'm like, I want to know that like it's like, oh, it looks like it was erased on the figure. And if it's not, I'm gonna get my blue pencil and just like start adding it on there.
Yeah, even
That's a really
Spider
cool touch.
2099 had like floating lines off of him at all times.
Uh-huh.
Where that was just there were such cool art styles in this movie. They did so much. Like even Spider Punk, he had along with the different animations, I think different parts of his body were animated at different frame rates
Yeah.
too. So he was just
It was
just
just all
a
over
big
the place.
amalgamation.
I did like the look of Spider 2099. I thought he was compelling, not villain. It's really not the villain. He's just
angry.
He's
Yeah.
made the mistake he's trying to stop Miles from making. He had to
Should let him
lose
make-
it. He had to
should let
lose his family twice.
But he's a little
That's
bit
his fault. He
Yeah.
decided to overtake that other one. He didn't have to, but he did it. He
That's
made that
another
choice.
fringe, another fringe vibe with the
Yeah.
replacing of people.
Uh-huh.
But one thing I did like was when it did his let's do this one last time kind of moment, it showed the first issue of Spider-Man 2019,
Yeah.
which I remember having. I was like, oh, I had that. That's so cool.
Had?
Yeah, it's somewhere.
Oh.
Well,
It's out there somewhere, but
Well, you-
where
In
I
the
do not know.
Spider-Verse? It's out in the Spider-Verse?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, you
Or the
still own
the
it.
29 Palms verse.
it was definitely with. I had it as well, and now you have my comics, so you have it again.
Oh, great.
Well, there you go.
And I didn't even have
Came-
to wait for you to pass away.
Full circle.
Raina
That's true.
Studio and I are thinking the exact same. That's the Miles Prowler figure I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So funny.
I mean, we all knew that was Miles in his
Yeah.
Prowler costume, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was an audible gasp from someone behind me, like who clearly had never seen a movie ever.
Yeah.
Was like,
That was a good part too. When the music was playing, put on the record. It's like Bobby Bland. Oh, Ain't No Love. Oh,
he's like,
Ain't
I'm
No
not,
Love.
I'm not the Prowler.
Yeah.
Oh, the city.
I think it's funny too because like he's like, what's happening to your hair? He's like, oh,
Took the
change
braids
it.
out.
Yeah, took the braids out. I'm
Yeah.
like, well, the braids. Wait, so like, if Mike likes Spider Cat, obviously like that's like this. That needs to be like an accessory for a character. So I mean, like, which character would you
Therapy
want?
Spider-Man.
Therapy
Yeah.
Spider-Man, possibly.
Which one?
Therapy.
Oh,
therapist.
yeah.
Let me guess, your Uncle Ben died.
Yeah. That's funny.
Spider Cat Gashapon. Now we're talking.
Oh.
That one I could work with.
It
Down
could be in
for
different
that.
poses, just a bunch of different Spider Cats. all in
Yeah,
different
yeah.
poses. I would buy all of them.
Yeah, I love that ending song, In a Dream. It was all a dream.
Is the soundtrack out yet? I had tried to look for it and it didn't pop up on my
I'm not
Spotify.
sure.
I know the score is out, but I didn't find the soundtrack.
I feel like it is.
Okay, maybe I just
Yeah.
don't look hard enough.
I think it is, but I haven't gotten a chance to look for it.
Romaner says, still yet to see Beast Wars.
Me too.
You haven't seen it either?
No.
I liked it.
I'm seeing it too next week.
I liked it so much.
Yeah.
Maybe I should watch it tonight.
What Flash?
Oh, well, I've already got my weekend plans with
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah, we're already there.
I like how they're marketing like for Father's Day for Flash. It's kind of funny. I'm like, that's a good one.
Yeah, Rise of the Beast, a lot of fun. Maybe I think it's one of those you gotta if you like the Michael Bay ones, if you like the Bumblebee, you're gonna like this one. This one takes place in the '90s, so it's got like an old school hip hop vibe, and
all right.
that's kind of where my jam is. So
I've been spoiled. Optimus shows up.
I don't want to talk about it. We don't talk about Optimus.
Up the moves. No, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I mean, I, as someone that really enjoys the first one, I like the second one. I quote the second one more than any other Transformers movie, and I dug the hell out of Bumblebee. But
Oh yeah.
I didn't really care for 3, 4, or 5.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
same.
Last night and like the other ones, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll take a nappy nap.
Extinction might have been one. Is that it?
Yeah,
Age
Age,
of
of
Extinction.
Extinction.
And then what one was
last night.
No, the third one. What was that one called?
Oh,
Moon, something?
Revenge of the
Dark of the
Fallen.
Moon. Dark
Oh,
of the
Dark-
Moon.
yeah. Yeah, Revenge of the Fallen was the 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say
Dark-
1, 2, Bumblebee. For me.
Yeah, and
Those
those
are
are
the
ones
rest
I
don't
like.
exist.
Tarkus 48 has a good question.
What's that?
Which is better, the Spider-Verse series of Tom Holland's
Oh,
Spider-Man series?
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse for me, and then Spider-Man 2.
I think Spider-Verse is infinitely better than the Tom Holland. And someone who likes 2.5 of the Tom Holland films, I think that Into Spider-Verse is better.
Oh yeah, you don't like Far From Home.
No, not really. I mean, I don't like hate it, but
Right.
I
mean-
just really like Homecoming. And you know
Sure.
what? No Way Home, it's kind of dropping for me a little bit. Like I think the initial shock factor of having the 3 Spider-Men together and bringing Doc Ock back, I think kind of snowed us to some other stuff.
But was like, I watched No Way Home last night, and when he got to the ending where he's like jumping around with that suit, I'm like, I don't think they made a figure for this. But then like that announcement came, I'm like, oh, get out of my head.
Yeah. Willing it into existence.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like
I don't-
Facebook, it listens to you.
Oh my goodness. I was like, it's so shiny. Like, because I thought about cooler, and I'm like, it's shiny. It could be like a cooler kind of thing. And boom, there it is. I'm like, oh, stop thinking about
Just a whoop
Yeah.
there.
it.
That's the Mandela
Back to the
effect. I
90s.
remember when the movie was called Dark Side of the Moon. Now it's just Dark of the Moon. I think that was the title. Third Transformers, just Dark of the Moon.
Yeah, it's just
I
Dark
feel like I'm with them. Like, I thought it was called that.
No, I think you just think of Dark Side of the Moon because
Yeah.
of like Pink Floyd,
Yeah.
and we can't see it. Obviously, the moon is forever trapped with that boring side.
Have you listened to the new Inside of You with James Gunn yet?
I have.
Where he talks about Led Zeppelin's music?
Yeah, being
I
stolen.
had no idea.
Yeah, crazy, right?
I didn't realize. How
Mhm.
dare they?
Check it out. It's a good one. It's like 90 minutes.
I've yet to watch Tom Holland's. Oh, I clicked on the wrong comment. Hold, please. I have yet to watch a Holland Spider movie. You should watch them.
Yeah,
they're good. The first one is super good, and the third one is really good, and the second one's pretty good.
So the second one has a problem with being that was like the first one after Endgame, right?
Yeah.
So you were on this incredible like you went from the highest highs to the lowest lows, and
That's true.
you're trying to process everything that happened, and then you're on a field trip with a bunch of kids in Europe. So
That's true. I remember like when I had watched, I'm like, man, like this is what's happening after like that event. I'm
pump
like,
the brakes.
all right, I guess.
Yeah, I had to sort of.
I guess
reset
things still have to keep going.
Yeah, life finds a way, it moves on, but it's you're still you might have even still been like more in mourning or something. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
I think that when Happy and Peter have their talk
Mhm.
in like the flower fields in like Denmark or whatever, I think that's the best scene of the movie.
I don't even remember.
That's where he says that Peter couldn't have done what he did if he knew he didn't have you or something like that. It's touching. And he makes his new suit.
Mhm.
And he goes and fights Mysterio. Magic, magic, magic. I just like how the villains are all just people that Tony Stark screwed over and they're all mad at him.
Right. That's another thing, though, right? Is like because when the hero creates the villain,
Yeah.
it's just like in Iron Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to figure out Doc Ock. That would be awesome.
That'd be really cool.
What am I? We did Spider-Man. Now we got to the villains. He's got to fight somebody.
Yeah, I would actually like the villains. Like I know that we always show like the main characters, but I'm really a sucker for like the monsters, the
Right.
villains, and all
Goblin's
that.
coming.
Some
Yeah,
Sinister
that's why I'm like
Six.
so excited for. I'm like, Willem Dafoe gets a figure.
Yeah, finally.
Bit of a SH figure arts himself.
Yeah.
And you could always just for funsies have Venom and Carnage be in the mix.
That's
Gotta
true.
get him to sign though. Gotta get him to sign one of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that
Tom
was funny.
Holland showed up at the end of Venom too. There's a second Venom, right? Was that when he shows up at the end and he looks at the TV? He's like, "I need to get him," and then it never happens in the second No Way Home.
What happened? So it sort of.
Yeah, right?
So Venom shifts to another dimension because of all the Doctor Strange shenanigans, and he ends up in
All
the
on the
same
beach.
universe.
In the
Yeah, in the
multiverse,
beach,
yeah.
and so he sees Tom Holland,
Yeah.
Spider-Man swinging around. It's like, oh, I gotta get that guy.
But then he gets
And
sucked
then-
right back into the other.
And then the post-credit scene for it might be Doctor Strange. Tom Holland is like talking to like a bartender in Mexico, and he's talking about describing Thanos to him and stuff. And then he pops back to his universe, but he leaves a little globule of Venom goo behind.
Oh yeah.
And that was cool when the shop owner showed up in.
Yeah.
And then when Spot was traveling through his little holes.
Right.
Okay, I've been talking about your holes. It's making people
Oh my god! That late, as soon as she showed up, I was like, "Wow, they
Yeah.
got a reference with her." Like some people in my crowd, were like, "Who's that?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"They must have not watched Venom
My girlfriend
at all."
had no idea who that
She's
was.
like, you don't seem weirded out by this. She's like, oh, you don't know. She's like,
Yeah.
I've seen things.
Yeah.
I see that Juan has mentioned. Have we not mentioned the bagel? We have mentioned the bagel.
We did.
The bagel is the most evil thing in the world.
I just wanted to give Lisa's comment. I loved Keaton in Homecoming. Mount Keaton is incredible in everything, and Homecoming, he is exceptional.
I kind of calls him Peter, then Pete, Pedro. He just keeps going down the list of Pete's. It's great.
Yeah. The scene they're in the car when he's driving them to the homecoming dance,
Yeah.
and they both realize who each other are, is
That's pretty hot.
is an incredible
Yeah,
scene.
I saw that about 3 weeks earlier or whatever, and I don't think the crowd knew. And when that scene was just
Yeah.
the whole theater went. You could just feel the air just get
Mhm.
sucked out.
Yeah,
and
that's
it-
like one of those scenes in the movie where they like almost like they hired some outside writer to come in and do this like a Tarantino spot, like when he wrote like the scene about the horses in Crimson Tides or
Yeah.
whatever. Just like it's something about that whole scene was completely different than the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Totally dug it.
Does Civil War count as a Holland spider film? Well, he's in it.
I think so. It's like
Yeah.
the first time we really get to see him,
Yeah.
and then like I remember when they were talking about like his eyes, like, "Oh, dude, his eyes can like move and stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, that's pretty cool." We never really got that out of a Spider-Man. So.
Yeah, I like expressive eyes.
Exactly.
in the
Speaking
suit.
about trailer, they showed Spider-Man in that trailer. Can you imagine the reaction there would have been if no one knew Spider-Man was in that movie before it came out? That would have been. But they gotta mess it all up with the marketing.
That was like the end of the trailer.
yeah,
right?
it was like,
Yeah.
boop, and then you're like, oh, that's thanks for letting me know. I wish they
Sometimes secrets are just too big to be
would've-
kept.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the world can't handle a secret like that.
No.
I'm
What
thinking
happened
of
to the
that
Pirates of
owl
the
from
Caribbean?
Tootsie Pop. 1, 2,
3. Yeah.
Willem Dafoe. Are you saying Willem Dafoe right? I say the foe.
It's Willem.
Oh yeah, it's like
That's Will I Am right there.
Because tonight's gonna be a good
So dark.
night. So
Yeah, I think the first time too, even with his, I'm like, so it's not William? No, it's Willem. I'm like, huh, what a choice of a name.
Wibbly wobbly tiny.
But I love
for all you Doctor Who folk out there.
All 5 of you.
Not me.
I'm gonna just go leave for a little bit.
I watched the Eccleston season just because he was Raymond Calitri in Gone in 60 Seconds.
It's true. Not 49.
5-0. 50 ka.
Not 49. 50. 5-0. He was also Destro.
He was
in
Destro,
G.I.
yeah.
Joe.
Yeah, Ramen Rider will be with you guys.
Ooh.
What's that?
He's on your guys' side.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I like Doctor Who.
I mean, I don't wish it didn't exist. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
British tokusatsu.
I'm trying to stay away from the G.I. Joe comments. All right. Well, final grading for Across the Spider-Verse. Mike, we're going to start with you because you always go last because you're way over there and I forget about you.
I think I'll give it an A. An A if we're going letters.
And what would you have given Into the Spider-Verse?
A+. I think it's a perfect film.
Perfect.
Out of numbers, though.
10 out of 10 for first.
A 9 out of 10 would be a 90. That's an A minus.
9.5.
Oh, really?
I just want to know. Wait, did you say 8 or 9? 9.5 for Across?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just got to see the full thing again. Like I said, I need the full story, and then I think
You
I'll
got to
give it-
wait till next year to see the full
I'm okay
thing.
with that.
It's all
I'm okay with
scandalous.
But then can you grade it better if it takes a second film to make this film better? Is that
Yes,
fair?
I can do that. There have been times where that opinion has changed because another movie comes out.
Like how much you loved the third Matrix movie, so you retroactively made the second Matrix movie a perfect 10?
Yes, exactly.
He's a big fan of
Said
Zion.
no one ever.
Mr. Mike's Monsters loves Zion.
He's speaking words that I've never come out of my mouth. so-
You wrote me an email about it. I'm gonna
No,
print
it's-
it for the next
Do
one.
you- How do you rank the Matrix movies?
Well, 4 is the best.
Okay.
No,
Would you say 1, 3, 2, 4?
I would say 1, 3, 4, 2.
1, 3, 4.
There's some interesting concepts in 4,
I don't remember 4.
and I really like 4 in the meta commentary of Lana Wachowski not wanting to make the movie, and Warner Brothers her making a movie about not wanting to make a movie in her movie.
It's interesting. Very meta.
Very meta.
Which,
So yeah,
10
that's
years
how-
ago, I would have never even used that word in a sentence.
Yeah, but there's a giant chasm. It's not 1, 3, 4, 2. It's 1, 3, 4, 2.
Ramen
Right.
Rider's asking where does the Animatrix go into that?
Love the Animatrix, first of all.
Pretty
It's
good.
so good.
And they make you
Holy
feel like
smokes.
maybe the humans got what they deserved.
Yeah, no, there's that one where it's like that Renaissance one. I forget what
Oh,
it's
yeah,
called,
yeah,
where
yeah.
you see them just abusing these
Mhm.
poor robots.
Androids, yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, Rosie the robot, she just got annihilated, and they're up to no good. So yeah, I think that the Animatrix is integral into the storytelling process of the Matrix. I mean, assuming that you go on past the first one. The first one could 100% be a standalone movie, and it just end with Neo being a superhero, and that's all there is to it. But if you are gonna, what? Is there a comment?
Muteki's comment. We literally had this conversation upstairs just tonight about Matrix 4.
Oh man.
Or,
I didn't even remember Doogie Howser was in it. But to be fair, my
He's
baby
the analyst.
my baby was just born, and I watched the movie at like 4 a.m. on like volume 2 and like closed caption, and I'm sitting at the edge of my bed just like holding my little baby.
I'm like literally doing. I'm like on the computer and I'm listening to these two, and they're like, he's like, yeah, the villain in 4. He's like, you mean Doogie Howser? Like, was he the villain?
Yeah. No, the other guy. The other guy ended up being the good guy.
Yeah, so clearly I need to watch it again. But yeah, in my defense, I literally started at like 2 in the morning and ended at 4 something.
I
So
don't watch movies like at 2 a.m.
yeah, well, I was just up with Will Henry, so I was just like, all right, well, let's do this. And I was back, during the pandemic when they were just
Yeah, they're streaming.
straight to HBO when it was coming out. So
I did see your awesome lay, Chris. That was cool. Congratulations on graduating. And yeah,
Congratulations.
the Gundam lay looked really, really cool. I think I liked it. I gave it a heart.
there you go.
Remember when we were rating the Spider-Man movie?
Yeah, I know. I was like, wow, we went real far from that.
We like tangents.
We went down a rabbit hole. We
how
did
many
that.
how many Spider-Verse, like how many multiverse exist at this point? I cannot tell you. It broke into so many at that moment.
We've gone on so long, people already forgot how Mike gave the original Into the Spider-Verse a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, that's bad.
Holy
People
crap!
are gonna find you.
Why do you hate everything? I don't know.
It's just I exude hate. That's how I'm just, you gotta give me all the hate so I can keep going.
AJ, Action Jackson himself.
All right.
First,
Carl
what,
Weathers.
we'll go into the Spider-Verse first. What was your ranking of the original one?
So because it was like almost like a first of its time for like that kind of animation, I did give it a 9.8 to like a 10. I'm like, it's really high rating, like just because of like the animation itself and like the music and the colors. And then even later on, like their frame rates are different. I'm like, oh my god, this movie's even better and better. So that one's got high praise for me. Letter wise, it's A+. Number wise, like 9.8, 10.
Okay, you say 9.8. What would make it a 10? Is there one little thing that would make it a 10?
You
Where you just hands down, bar
just kept it as the. I was like, if I didn't know the second movie existed. The second movie is about like 8.5. Like I think with it needing to see a second one, I'm like, all right, I guess. But I do like the idea of a complete movie where I watch from beginning to end and go, I'm satisfied. There's an ending to it. I can leave and talk about it, not go, dang it, I have to wait a couple more months.
That's fair.
All right, Justin.
I am in the almost exact same boat. I would give Into the Spider-Verse a 10 out of 10, 100%. Love it. It's my favorite movie, like almost ever. It's like Jaws, In the Spider-Verse. That's like my two favorite movies. Then it's up there. And but I think now we're talking.
Don't let my
Well,
ADHD get me.
Where's the web come from, though?
It's science.
Out of his mouth.
Yeah,
Out of his gills.
yeah. Like,
Yeah.
That's how he propels himself. He shoots webs out of his gills.
Yeah. Or it could just be like hopping around on its like tail, like Jabberjaw kind of thing.
King Shark.
There you go.
Oh.
But I would say Across the Spider-Verse, I'm in the same boat. I would say B+. If it had an actual ending, that might have been an A. But I'm not offended at the idea that it's on a cliffhanger. I just would have appreciated sort of a regrouping and coming together and conclusion, then going into the next movie. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's all going to be one like 4-hour movie. When
The
it's all said and
regrouping
done.
was Spider-Gwen and the pals were like, let's
that's-
go through
that's
the
not enough
roof.
for me. Yeah. I love that. I got chills and I was like freaking
I was
out.
very
like, oh my God.
surprised at the end. I'm like, wait, we've got Noir Spider-Man back in here. I'm like, where was he the whole movie?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Could have used you.
I heard that it's because they needed to save a little bit of money and they needed to
For
save
the-
that for the final one.
Can't
and
afford
the
that
boys
Nicolas
cast
Cage money.
the John Mulaney and the Nicolas Cage are
oh
making
yeah, that John Mulaney.
Yeah.
Easy to spot in a movie.
Yeah, 100%.
He's definitely got a voice you remember.
Yeah.
So that's for my head.
Nice.
Yeah. So A+ and B+.
Nice. People asking now that you've told us your top two films all the time, people are wondering where RoboCop and Rocky 5 are on that.
I was
list.
gonna say, please don't mention the Rocky. I know how you guys get into it. Oh no,
We can do a whole live.
that's a
stream.
whole
Wow.
different stream for
Wasn't
Rocky.
Sylvester Stallone on a cliffhanger? They say.
I can tell you right now, Creed is my favorite Rocky movie. As someone that
Three's up for streaming, and I'm like, I'm gonna rewatch
I
it.
know, I
again.
saw that. Like last week, I saw it. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God. But yeah, like
Creed's pretty good.
Creed is amazing. Yeah, so as someone that loves and adores Rocky and has watched them all a billion times, when I walked out of the movie theater for Creed, I was like, I think I just saw my favorite Rocky movie. So,
Yeah, Creed is my favorite of the serious Rocky movies. 3 and 4 are different. They're not even.
two
They're not even
different
trying to
movies.
be.
Yeah.
But I love those two so much as well. But
Mhm.
Creed is probably my favorite of the serious Rocky movies.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
yeah, it isn't better than the '89 Batman,
What isn't?
Spider-Man.
I was like, we
And
talked about
Spider-Verse.
Jaws, talked about
Jaws is pretty
Creed.
Yeah, we had a whole tangent of different things.
I enjoy 89 Batman a lot.
What about David? Like, what do you think?
My rating?
Yeah.
I say Into the Spider-Verse is an absolute 10. It is a masterpiece. I would happily watch it anytime. The only reason it's not my favorite Spider-Man movie is because Spider-Man 2 is just so good. And I think it came out at the right time in my life. It kind of kicked off the like superhero movies can be like this. But I mean they're neck and neck, so I mean it's nothing bad. And then this one I would say a 7.9. I wanted 7.9. I'm going to C+.
Oh man.
Wham.
I don't think it's a complete movie. I think there's a lot of bloat. But one of my biggest complaints, is I didn't really want to bring it up, was so Into the Spider-Verse has a very, very unique like animation style, and it's very, it's very bombastic and it's very frenetic. But they kind of do it for effect, and it reminded me a lot of like the first time, like in like 300 or something, we saw slow motion. We're like, this is pretty cool. This is the future of cinema.
Oh, I see what you're
and
now
then like
trying to say.
every movie ever.
Too much of a good thing.
Too much of a good thing.
Yeah, this one reminded me of Yoda. So in the original trilogy, Yoda does talk backwards occasionally, but for the most part, Yoda talks in complete coherent sentences. But then the prequels, everyone just remembers his backwards talk, and so everything was backwards. And so it kind of reminded me of that, of just taking something that worked and then maybe dialing it to a little too far for me.
I get
That's
you.
fair.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a fan of the cliffhanger ending. I don't mind cliffhanger endings, but so Fast 10's a good example. I know this isn't the Fast 10 podcast, but spoiler alert for a movie that's been out for a couple of weeks. If you want to see Fast 10, you've already seen it. No one's like on the fence, like I'm going to see Fast X when it comes.
People have been
Road
talking
Dogs.
about that recently because they're just finding out that like Jason Momoa is like a great actor in that film. I'm like, it's like been a couple of weeks now.
Yeah. So Fast X ends on a similar cliffhanger. Dom and his son escape, an explosion, and then they're immediately faced with another, we'll just say another feat of peril. And we won't spoil it, I guess. To where the movie could have easily ended there, and then they could have had like a momentary reprieve, and then they could have brought this into the next film. So I just don't like when there's unnecessary cliffhangers.
It
Right.
felt very anime-esque though. That's why I liked it. I'm like, whoa, this is like an Attack on Titan look right here.
Yeah, but going into it, I knew that it was probably going to end on a cliffhanger because I knew the next one's coming in like 9 months, and so I knew that they were going to use the truncated space to tell a double story.
Look at that. Thought you weren't a fan of the movie cliffhanger. Saw that in a theater, man.
They're making a sequel.
I saw that. That's
What?
crazy.
Really?
Yep, just got announced like 2 weeks ago.
What
Yeah.
the heck?
How are you gonna be climbing mountains when you're like 80 years
I
old?
saw this in the Highway 39 drive-in on Beach Boulevard. That's now a Walmart.
Walmart, yeah.
It's now a
That's
Walmart.
funny. Oh, I love that movie. The beginning was a bit of a stomach turner, though. Poor girl falling to her death. Spoiler alert.
My favorite, I think, Spider-Verse movie is Puss in Boots 2. You guys seen Puss in Boots 2?
I have. It is an amazing film. That one has also great animation. That is like
pretty
a,
good.
that's like a. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
That was like a
100%.
9 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's like a modern-day Paddington 2.
Oh,
Still have
don't get.
Oh my
you
god,
started on
Paddington 2 might be
Paddington
in my that might be like on my top 10 of
I
all
didn't
time.
say a
list.
modern day. Didn't Paddington 2 just come out?
It did. It came out like 6 years or 7 years ago.
Postmodern.
Mike, you gotta watch
Postmodern
Paddington 2.
Yeah, Paddington's on my list.
Oh my god, Paddington 2 is so good.
I kind of want to have like a stream with you. I'm like,
wait till you're like in like a terrible mood and like you've had like a terrible day and you just need to be happy and you just put it in and you just like instantly like like all the stress will leave your body and it's so therapeutic. So Paddington 2 stream next week, guys.
all right.
Paddington 2 react stream. I don't
There
think
you go.
Justin's seen it either.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
still
you
like-
would like the Paddington
Yeah,
series.
it's a
As long as
delightful
no
film.
animals get hurt.
No one gets hurt.
I can't have that. I can't have Paddington like getting chained up and beaten or something.
No.
Well,
a
in
fire hose.
two.
Even when he goes to prison, they can't be mad at him and they treat him nice. Like there's even like grumpy prisoners who he turns into like just like happy people and
There's like a shiv and they just get him in the kitchen or
Yeah.
anything.
I think that's like a
He's-
deleted scene, but
he just bleeds out. Yeah. It's the unrated version.
Okay.
Paddington bleeds out in the shower.
Perfect. Can't have that.
All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about for Across the Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse, Beyond the Spider-Verse?
Loved the India, or the, what was it called? Like Mumbattan or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, I love that entire sequence from start to finish. Thought that was so
that was
cool.
it looked great. That city,
Yeah.
Yeah.
good
I
stuff.
think
All
I was
the-
laughing during that whole scene.
all the
too, 'cause
power
there were just
lines and the
jokes
Phone
going
line. Oh yeah,
back
million
and
miles.
forth. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little kendama thing,
Yeah.
whatever that thing is. I love that.
I was like, is Yo-Yo?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was incredible. Loved that, and I loved the when Miles is being chased
Mhm.
as all the different spider people are trying to get him. That was also incredible. Nonstop action.
Anxiety.
and just the whole idea of this this canon event. Just thinking about what my canon events would be that shaped me into the person I am today. It really got me thinking. So I can appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
It was kind of interesting. They didn't show it as one of the canon events in the movie, but some people bringing up the subway scene from like Spider-Man 2, and then Tom Holland has his with the boat, and then even this one they have Miles has one with the subway.
There was a
like,
training ground for it. I thought that was like really funny. I was
yeah,
like,
that's
oh my
kind of
gosh.
like their that could be another canon event that they didn't talk about.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's a great scene in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. And
It's just a
also,
kid.
I just want to confirm I got your message, Granite. So we're gonna send this out today.
You better still be in here watching the whole thing. It's like, oh no, I won, I dipped.
Yeah. I don't mind.
AJ, I hope you get fresh Raisin Canes.
Man, I feel like that's the case, but I gotta go find where the nearest one is.
There we go. Wait, we haven't ranked all the Godzilla movies yet. LOL.
We'll take you about 5 hours. I'll run it. We've got 34 movies coming out, so
But we've all taken a consensus that number one is the '98 Godzilla, right?
I don't think that's accurate.
Everyone loves.
Didn't I send you
everyone
like
loves
I
Matthew
sent you a
Broderick.
meme, Mike, about the dude like with the production set?
Yeah.
It's literally like they're cleaning the production set. Like they should have had that guy fight Godzilla for the '98.
Because they use miniatures, and it's a guy literally walking through a city. He's like cleaning it up with a broom. And they're like, Godzilla should have taken on this guy. Dude's huge.
Oh man, yeah. My favorite Godzilla movie is Kong Skull Island.
I like how that title.
Hey, Godzilla's roar.
I know
is in
it's,
it.
it's just funny. I was like, my favorite Godzilla movie is Kong Skull
I think
Island.
Muteki's got our office bug. We were just talking about Bambi versus Godzilla. Talking about this Spike and Mike twisted. Film
Yeah,
festival.
Are you sure it's not Anthony? Anthony is the one.
Is Anthony Muteki?
Well, Anthony's handle usually is Muteki.
Oh man.
So I'm always like, not sure. But I've seen him. I've seen Anthony. While I've seen Muteki comments, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. Godzilla v Kong, best Godzilla movie, says Joe and Blue.
There you go.
It's a good one. I like that Godzilla and Kong are both the villains of that movie, and the real hero is Mechagodzilla.
That is not accurate.
It is.
I think we've had this talk before.
And Mechagodzilla is trying to save the city.
Mechagodzilla goes crazy. He blows
How
up
many
our
people
city.
did they kill in that city?
Mechagodzilla murdered the city.
I think they were all
No
like,
way.
away on
Mechagodzilla
holiday.
came in after Kong, and Godzilla had already wrecked the entire city. And it was a pretty city. It had lights. Yeah.
Hong Kong.
No,
That's it. Just-
They killed tens of millions of people. And Mechagodzilla's like, no, guys, we can't fight here. Let's be friends. And then they just started beating him up.
Jumped them just like they
I think
jumped
they
Watch
watched a
miles.
much different movie
Watch
than-
the movie again under the guise of they're the bad guys.
I'm glad they made toys of each one so you can have it your own way.
Yeah.
That's
But it's exciting. There's a lot of good movies coming out. You know, we're past that COVID lull where all productions got shut down, but then they all restarted exactly the same time. And so now we're just getting like
one after another.
shotgun blasts like every week.
I was
So
just thinking, like,
Yeah.
this last few weeks, if I was 15 years old, my brain would be going nuts because this is like every dream movie I've ever wanted. Just bang, bang,
Yeah.
bang right now.
this is why you gotta
A-list.
have your movie passes.
To my A-list for
Yeah,
that.
I have a Cinemark, so same thing. Yeah, we got Flash this weekend. We got
Mhm.
Elemental this weekend. Some of us haven't seen Transformers: Rise of the Beast, which I recommend. It's pretty good.
I will watch that. I will put that in my agenda tonight.
Yeah. And then Asteroid City comes out next week for you Wes
Oh,
Anderson
yeah.
fans.
Yep, can't wait. Got
So,
Oppenheimer,
and
got
Oppenheimer,
Barbie,
Barbie.
Indiana Jones.
2 weeks or something.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah, my
I
birthday.
can't keep up.
It's too much, too fast.
Too much. Cheers. All over.
And don't forget, we have that Tamashi shop open tomorrow.
We do. And it looks like Chris is going to be there. I
Yeah,
don't think any of us will be there.
Mike is going to be filming.
Mike's
Michael
gonna be.
will be
Mike will be there tomorrow.
For a
Brian's
moment.
there today. And who knows? It goes on.
It goes on until the 10th
Yeah,
of
so-
July, so it's there for a
At
while.
some point, one of us will make our way over there just to check it out.
Have you listened to John Carpenter's music? Absolutely. Big Trouble in Little China, also in that top 5 of movies. Oh, love the Carpenter.
Is that your top Kurt Russell film? Big Trouble in Little China?
Yeah, it's
Pretty good.
pretty good, man.
There is no wrong answer.
No,
but
Jim Long in it.
that's a good one. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Burton.
Shout out, Mr. Burton.
Jack Burton.
Oh my God, met him once. He was amazing.
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh, we should have Big Trouble in Little China last year.
Let's do
Should
it
have
next
figured.
week.
Yeah.
Big Trouble in Little China watch party with Paddington.
Okay.
Double feature.
Do that.
The Thing is also a good one. Not just turning into people recommending their favorite Kurt Russell movies, which are a lot.
That should be its own stream.
Escape from L.A.
It's a good one. Oh, I could bring my little paper bag. Oh, yeah. We were just talking about it the other day.
It always comes full circle at the Bandai
It
Hangout.
does. It
Kurt
does.
Russell's going to be in the new Godzilla show, so
Oh my
it's
gosh.
just coming all together. I can't wait for that. Kurt Russell and his son playing the same character in 2 different time frames. That just sounds cool to me. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to be cool.
I was sad he wasn't in the new most recent Fast movie.
Oh, I know.
But Mr. Nobody's not
Maybe
dead,
he'll
right?
show
He's
up
just
in Fast
missing.
X Part 3.
Fast X 10-3, fully loaded, part 1.
Yeah, it'll be like Final Fantasy.
Kirby rides again.
How they do that with like 10.
I'm totally down. Featuring Knuckles.
Oh my
They're
god.
racing next to each other. Oh my god.
Oh,
Escape from
LA when he's playing basketball.
Man, he makes it.
He makes it. Oh
You
man.
might have escaped from LA. You might have survived Cleveland. But this is LA, vato.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what a great movie that is. Saw that in theater opening day. I have my little popcorn bags. I never keep anything. I hate swag of any kind. I never want to hold on to anything. But I have my popcorn bag from Escape from LA. And it's actually from a poster that they never used.
Oh.
Yeah. How cool is that?
I saw Escape from LA at the Cinedome in Orange. That's not there anymore.
Oh, sad.
Now it's condos. But I used to love going there. That's where I saw Escape from LA.
Spirit is there.
Yeah, the spirit of last movie I saw there was Dirty Work. That was the last movie they played there before they closed it down.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I saw that in Santa Barbara. 98.
It's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
That's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
Tell me a movie. Any movie.
Let's get the hell out of here. It's
All right.
1:06.
Hey.
We're crying out loud.
Thank you guys for joining us on the Bandai Hangout. We will see you next Thursday where we'll probably yammer on about things not related to the topic like we always do, but that's why you'll come and that's why you love and that's why we love when you comment on there. Make sure to follow us at Bandai Collect across all our social platforms except for TikTok, which we're Bandai Official. We're doing some fun stuff over there, so make sure to check it out. And until next week, we'll see you another time.
Wait.
Waiting.
My mom. Quick shout out. Captain
Oh.
Ron.
Captain Ron.
Amazing. Love Captain Ron. He's in 3 movies where he wears an eye patch.
Oh my
out
goodness.
loud.
The
Two
Gorilla.
escape movies and Captain Ron.
He said
Gorilla,
not gorillas.
Oh, that's great. Love you, Mom. Thanks for watching.
All right. Have a good one. Talk to you guys
Bye,
later.
everyone.
Thank you.